watching Glitter Gel Pen.
A lifelong, one-sided conversation of us consuming every pop culture podcast ever. Glitter Gel Pen has joined the chat.
Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to Glitter Gel Pen.
Episode 22. I'm Jill.
I'm Melissa.
And before we get started, if you want to see Chappell Roan throat punch me, click the subscribe button.
Right now.
Do it. Because 86% of the people who watch us are not subscribed. So
You should.
Yeah.
You really should. So we are going to jump right into the hot topics this week.
should we say hot to go topics?
Hot to go, maybe. Speaking of Chappell Roan, she went on Call Her Daddy this week. Did you watch?
I did, yes. I have thoughts that I feel like nobody else in the comment section had.
I know. Whenever I was watching it, I kept reading the comments because I was like, somebody has to be agreeing with the way that I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest takeaway from it is
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you're a busy mom like me, you know how hard it is to find time for yourself, let alone take care of your mental health. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting, and sometimes you just need someone to talk to without any shame, fear, or judgment. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp makes it so much easier. While therapy can be costly and a big reason why some people don't get the help that they need, there are affordable options available when you use a platform such as BetterHelp. It's an online platform that connects you with licensed therapists. I filled out a quick questionnaire about my mental health history, and BetterHelp matched me with a therapist in less than 24 hours. They carefully vet their therapists, and their customer support team is always there if you have any questions. And if you decide that your first therapist isn't right for you, you can switch easily with no awkwardness or stress. I love how flexible it is and that you can get therapy from the comfort of your own home. You can message your therapist at any time. There's a built-in journal for personal reflection, and they even offer group sessions on a variety of topics. Plus, with over 7,000 reviews and a 4.5-star rating on Trustpilot, it's a service you can trust. If you're ready to take the first step, go to betterhelp.com/glittergelpen or click the link in our description to get 10% off your first month.
I feel like Chappell Roan, and it's going to sound like I'm just nitpicking her, and I'm really not. Her as a person, I'm just not a fan. And like
Me
that's
neither.
that's the reality of it.
Me neither. I was trying to explain to somebody who doesn't listen to all of this kind of thing that I really loved Chappell Roan's music,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew that. And then I said, while I was listening to the Call Her Daddy podcast, I was like, God, I can't stand Chappell Roan. They're like, I thought you loved her music. And I'm like, yeah, I love her music. I don't like her.
Yeah, like she was giving a little immature.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I took away from it is I feel like she's doing the promo because her song The Giver just came out, which if you've seen our last episode, you know we didn't like it.
Yeah.
But she says that she resents this job that she has.
You
Like-
worked 10 years for it, and now you resent it, but whatever.
Yeah. Like she says she resents the job and that she feels removed from Chappell altogether. Why would that put anyone on the edge of their seat to hear what she's about to put out?
Mm-hmm.
Like she says that because the music became like a job to her, it's ruined it in a way. And
Mhm.
it's like, you just started.
Yeah. It's like we're tired of hearing celebrities bitch about how hard their life with millions of dollars off of the songs they've made are.
Yeah. With Chappell Roan specifically, she was so adamant about having her Kaylee persona be different from Chappell Roan, and she didn't want people to approach her in public whenever she is just like living her life, because she is not Chappell Roan. She is a different person. You don't know her. It makes her uncomfortable, whatever. Okay. Why are you going on a podcast to let people get to know you as a person, but when they go out in public, they need to acknowledge that they don't know who you are? Like, it's just confusing. Because if you want to be famous and be private, that's fine. Don't go on Call Her Daddy. I don't get it.
And she was really, really giving the whole time it was just reminding me of in high school when somebody went to their first party and was like, yeah, like, let me tell you about the party I went to on Saturday. Like, it was so cool, dude. Like, that's how I felt like she was talking about all of her life experiences.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't explain it, but I just hated this interview. I hated everything about it, and none of it was the fault of Alex Cooper.
Yeah. And there were a lot of moments where, like, Chappell is like a quirky girl, right? That's like her little shtick thing. But there were moments in this interview where you could feel awkwardness, where Alex didn't know what to say to her response. The response was short, but in a weird way.
Or there was the awkward silence that they would have.
Yeah, and the comments on the episode were like praising Alex for leaving the show to be like authentically Chappell. And like, I'm not saying like, if that is who she is, whatever, I just, watching her, there's no way she was being authentic to herself. Something about that was so off. It was so weird to me.
It almost seemed like she signed up to be there, but then didn't really want to be. You know, like, I just kind of get that vibe from her.
Yeah, and there were some moments where I felt like Alex would ask her a question, and then, you know how in that Blake Lively clip that was from a long time ago where like the interview she would ask a question, and then Blake would take it in a way as if the woman was saying something offensive to her, and I don't really think she was. There were a few moments where I kind of read like Chappell as like being like, why would you ask me something like that? And her responses just gave me that same energy. I swear, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But like, that's what it reminded me of.
I just feel that we're going to see some video essays in a few years on Chappell of how to ruin your career.
Yeah.
Because when you do this job of being an artist, you are prepared and you know people are going to know who you are. You have to be thankful for having a fan base. You don't have to like accept that people are going to stalk you. Like, that's not okay.
And make you like physically uncomfortable in public. No.
No, we're not saying that. But if a fan wants to just ask for a picture, you don't even have to say yes, but don't come on and like make everybody afraid to even like look your way in public because you are so pissed off that people know who you are.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you're a person. Like, yes, you're famous. Yes, people might come up to you and disrupt you. That's your job. You chose to be a famous person.
You worked for 10 years to be a famous person.
Yes.
Like,
and it's like for her to brag about like how she's like people are afraid to come up to her. That's awful to as a fan. Like, if I was someone who really cared about her, it would probably be hurtful. And not because you feel like entitled, but because like you only are going to run into Chappell Roan on the street once in your life.
and you kind of like want to feel that your idol that you have like appreciates your support.
Yeah, exactly.
And the way that she treats her fans is not that at all.
No.
So I wouldn't see why somebody, if she puts out a song or an album that might be kind of flopping, people aren't going to be like true fans of her because the loyalty I don't know if that's like the best way to word it, but is not reciprocated both ways. So it's not like I'm going to ride for you, Chappell, because you really support your fans and love your fans. It's like, you hate us, so you suck. Like, this song sucks, okay? That's how people are going to act.
There's also this thing where like, okay, she's successfully famous. She, I'm sure, has a lot of money now. She worked really hard for it. She might have blown up faster than she expected to. She wasn't able to like get used to it. But the reality is she now has the means to not be seen in public. Do you know how many celebrities live low key?
We didn't see Taylor Swift for a year.
Yeah. Like
Taylor Swift, we didn't see her for a year.
And I'm sure like there was a lot of extremities taken like in her life and changed, but if you do not want to be approached, you do not have to go out and like be in New York City eating at a cafe on the street. You could go honestly to most small towns
Mm-hmm.
and live a normal life.
I mean, the person that I was talking about earlier that said, I thought you loved her music, before I had talked about loving her music, didn't even know who she was. There's some people still around in like smaller towns and stuff who don't know who she is. Like, she could walk around, and if she especially wasn't in, her Chappell uniform and she was in her Kaylee outfit, like, she could walk around and be fine.
Yeah. She's choosing to live a specific lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it gives the energy of, I hate being famous, but I'm going to go live like I am and pretend like I hate it. But I really don't. I like being famous and pretending publicly like I hate it, but like within myself, it's addicting. Because she did say that.
She did say that
She
it's
was
addicting.
like, I get why it's addicting, but it's like, I just feel like
she goes around in circles, I feel. She contradicts herself.
that's why I think
all the
she's not
time.
being true to herself at all. Like, whatever character she was portraying on that podcast, I just don't think it's true.
She's playing 3 different people, okay? She's playing Chappell, she's playing Kaylee, and she's playing Pick Me. Because, dear God,
I think people are scared of me.
Yeah.
everything she says is Pick Me. You were picked, Chappell. You worked 10 years to be picked, and now you are, and you hate it, so...
Why does Jill go off on her? Why does Jill? I don't want to sit here and feel like we're nitpicking an individual, because you can hate on us for sitting here and commentating and reacting to what was publicly shared online. That is a show for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
We have every right to sit here and talk and like share our opinions on that. And just like Chappell Roan could make a response video to this on TikTok and be like, y'all are a couple of judgmental bitches. That is fine. All we're doing is discussing what we witnessed. I just want to say that.
Yeah, we're allowed to have an opinion. Again, we don't know Chappell. Maybe she's a nice person when you get to know her.
I just feel like she's not being real.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be Kaylee on the interview, but be Kaylee. Don't be Chappell Roan, but act like Kaylee, because that's where your fans don't like. It's like a blurred line. And I was thinking about the Grammys and her speech after I watched this episode, and I always felt like there was something about her speech and her doing that, specifically what she said, because honestly, whenever she went to speak about something, I didn't expect it to be health insurance for music artists.
Yeah. It was a little peculiar, but...
Yes. And I was thinking about it the other day, and after I watched that interview, I was like, wait. That, like, it clicked in my head what was wrong with her doing that. And not that it's not a good thing that she's doing, but people that are aspiring musicians are the last people that everyone on earth should be like, yeah, Chappell, advocate. No.
There's literally people who work at the coffee shop for $7.25 an hour and they don't have health insurance. Like,
Yeah, like-
worry about them too.
I just thought it was so crazy and specific that she like called out health insurance for musicians and like benefits for struggling musicians. It's like, that is such a niche job, and it's expensive to even do that job and to like get started in that world. And like, not that I don't think artists should be rewarded or paid.
I think
what
it's
they're
more that it's like a
valued.
universal issue, or like
Yes.
it's not just for, it's like, why did you just advocate for the artists? Like,
Yeah.
why not just for America?
Yeah, I get her story though, is like she got dropped from her label, she was older, whatever, but that is the other edge of the sword when it comes to chasing the life that she has now. When you aspire to be famous and like put everything on the line to like follow a career in music or acting or anything like this, there's a really good chance that in a few years, like, you get dropped and it turns into nothing. That is what happens more often than not.
It is the risk you take, and you kind of know that going into it.
And all of this, like, combined, I don't know why I started thinking about that, but I was really cooking on it. I was like, why in the hell did she ask for health insurance for struggling musicians.
Again, it was a pick me moment.
Yeah.
It was a let me be different in my speech and seem like I'm advocating for something instead of just accepting this reward, because I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm different than the other girls, you know?
Yeah. And at the end of all this, love Midwest Princess.
Yes, it slaps. Every song on it is a banger, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not a hater. Like, I have critiques of her, which we've just talked about, but I can't admit when a song's good. So just because I don't like her as a person doesn't mean that when this new album drops, I'm going to be like hating on it. I might love it. Hopefully I'll love it, because if she gives us Midwest Princess bops, then I'm going to love it.
I would love to do a reaction to whatever Chappell puts out. Like, put Jill on the mic. Put her on the mic and let her react to what it is.
So yeah, that's how we feel about Chappell on Call Her Daddy.
Yeah. And speaking of Call Her Daddy,
Alex Cooper.
Yes.
There's some more things that are going on.
yeah, so, there's a lot of drama with Alex Earle getting dropped by the Unwell network.
Yes.
We still don't know what's going on. There was Alex Earle posted a video of her doing like a get ready with me. And she was like, I know a lot of people are like asking what's going on with my deal and everything. And she was like, and I honestly have no idea.
A lot of chatter online this week about me and work, and I also have no idea what's going on. So
And then she kind of just moved on from it. And it kind of gave me the vibe that like,
She does know, she just doesn't want to talk about it.
or Alex could have just like dropped her out of nowhere, and Alex Earle doesn't know what's going on. But there were rumors that whenever Alex Earle first started on Unwell, Alex Cooper got her drunk to record the podcast, and she was sharing like sexual things that her and her boyfriend would do while she was drunk that she normally like wouldn't have said. And like Alex Cooper might have known that. And I don't know, like,
Then Alex Earle got mad about it
yeah, like something,
because she kind of was manipulated.
yeah, like it got off on the wrong foot from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that's interesting about it all is the Unwell network, Alex Earle and Alex Cooper were both represented by a publicist or a PR person or one of the two that like helps really, really big Hollywood clients. And whenever Alex Earle left, that woman quit working for Alex Cooper and still works with Alex Earle. And she's someone who like works for huge names. So it's like interesting to know what is going on. There's allegedly like this article that's coming out to expose Alex Cooper, but a lot of the response about that is like, what are they going to say? That she's a hard ass? Because women can't be that. Only men can be that whenever they're like in charge of their own company and stuff, which I understand. But the Duexmoix podcast, I'm a listener.
Yeah.
Hate her, but I love her. I don't know if I want to say I love her, but whatever. There was a blind item shared that she claims came from a reliable source that she won't reveal.
Which she always claims, but
Yes.
I digress.
The blind item is that an employee at the Unwell network had to change her name from Claire to Charlie because Alex Cooper's husband, his ex-wife, was named Claire.
I don't know why I don't believe it. I don't believe this.
I know. And the reason it happened, the reason this rumor came out, is because there was an ad agency that Unwell was working with. And at one point, one of the people of contact was like Claire at unwellnetwork.com. And then that same person of contact changed their email to Charlie at unwellnetwork.com.
I mean, could they have just gotten a new person? Could it be
Duexmoix
point of
is
contact?
unreliable. I'm just like, I don't know. Like, she was using the story to be like, look, even hot, skinny, blonde girls
are insecure?
Are insecure.
I genuinely don't see Alex Cooper being that insecure.
No, that's a little crazy.
Yeah, like not over a name.
No.
I mean, I can understand. Everybody feels a little insecure sometimes. That level of insecure, I don't think is anywhere on Alex Cooper's radar.
Yeah, and it's like Alex Cooper is married to that guy now. Like, I get maybe she was married to him before, but like, it would be kind of next level crazy to like ask someone that worked for you to change their name. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm taking that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Because
We should start a game on here where we take the Duexmoix blind items like, that we discuss and say like true or false or like what we think it is, because like it's her show is honestly so stupid when you think about it. Like every episode of hers, she spends like 5 to 10 minutes just emphasizing like that she's not 100% sure about something, or she'll like go in on like, I'm so sick of these fans asking these questions about and it's like she says stuff like that every week, and it's like her podcast is only like 45 minutes long. So when she starts doing that, I get so angry. I'm like, give me dirt or get off the air. Like, get out of here.
give me dirt or give me death.
Next headline. It's a little silly, but I just thought it was like a conversation.
Channing Tatum lost how much? 30 pounds, right? Wasn't it like 30?
Yeah, so he lost 30 pounds. He looks great.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't he always?
He does. He really does. He could be pudgy.
I honestly think he still even looked good 30 pounds heavier.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, his like 30 pounds heavier still looks rock hard, and I don't know how to explain it, but like it looks crazy.
Looks more like he was in a bulk season with the 30 and then cut for the other 30.
Yeah.
I'm talking like a fitness person. Everybody definitely needs to take fitness advice from me. But yeah, wasn't it for like a role? Did he lose the weight for a role, or did he gain the 30 pounds initially?
He had
for a
gained
role?
the 30 pounds for a role, or gained the weight in general, but before he had gained that weight, he had like slimmed down and did like the opposite of a bulk, where he wasn't like, he had lost a bunch of fat and muscle. So if you go to the third photo, he's like really, really skinny, where he was down to 172.
Oh, yeah.
So he did say in the post that while he's like grateful for his genetics for like allowing him to do that, he was like, I'm not doing any more fat rolls because it was like too hard for him to lose the weight. So even Channing Tatum had a hard time.
Yeah, so if you're struggling, if you're taking a little bit longer to lose weight today, just know even Channing Tatum struggled.
But he did make it to his goal, and we ain't there yet.
Yeah, but we can get there. Channing Tatum got there.
Yeah, we can get there. I feel like you might be the same because we talk about it a lot. I love before and after pictures. Obsessed. I will watch a weight loss transformation YouTube video like it's my job.
I do as well. And then I feel like, dang, I'm fat. Which makes me diet. So
yeah,
it worked.
It's like motivating almost. I've discovered Skinnytok.
Oh no, I can't go there.
Liv
I can't
Schmidt.
go there.
Do you know who Liv Schmidt is? She's the girl I sent you her Instagram where she's like living slim in the city. She says skinny is a mindset. She's like, you can be any size and live skinny.
Okay. I mean, I'll live skinny then in my mind.
If you get past her like harshness of what she's saying, like her message is good. You just gotta dig through her Pilates reformer Instagram photos. And she gets on my nerves because she's rich. And she'll be like when me and my boyfriend like go to eat tapas, we just order everything and taste a little bit and don't eat anything.
Yep. We can all afford to do that for sure.
Yeah.
In this economy.
I'm like, girl, I'm making tuna out of the can.
Yeah.
Just to lose some weight.
I eat peanut butter sandwiches for lunch. That's my lunch every day, you guys. Peanut butter sandwich. No chips, nothing else. Coke Zero.
By the way, if you want to donate to Glitter Gel Pen, we have a link down in the description below.
And since our last episode, Selena Gomez's new album came out.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I'm kind of impressed.
I'm surprised that I like it. I was prepared to hate it.
Same. I'm obsessed. On repeat, Blue as Flame.
I haven't gone back to it a lot, but I liked it like the third time that I heard it. Because I kept like going through the album. I picked my favorite songs that are on there. Cowboy is my number one.
I haven't played that one much. I think
It's kind
I
of
played it, like,
sexual.
once.
Definitely like Lana core.
Yeah.
And-
Isn't she saying like ride it like a cowboy or something like that? Mm-hmm.
It's very good. And then the Ojos Tristes.
Yeah, that one's like going viral on TikTok.
I've
seen everybody.
I knew it. That sound, like, I knew it would be like one of those sounds where like people like show like their life, like romanticizing like the way that they live, even though we don't know what she's saying in there. I just knew it would have that vibe. And then Bluest Flame, because it's like a banger, but I just haven't like revisited it a whole lot.
Yeah, my favorites are Bluest Flame, obviously. That one's like on repeat all the time.
It is literally a Charlie song.
I mean, Charlie wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally a Charlie song, and you can tell, and I love it because I'm in my, like, I know we had Brat Summer last summer, but there were only a couple songs off of Brat that I really jammed to. I'm fully in it now. It's Brat Summer Part 2, but it's Jill's Part 1.
Yeah.
And so Bluest Flame is really doing it for me right now.
Okay.
My other favorite is How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten? Love that. And Don't Take It Personally. I like that one too.
Yeah, I like that.
And then I Can't Get Enough is on here, but like
That's old.
that's an old song. I don't know why it's on this album. Probably just because they made it together, along with everything else. But that song slaps too, which we already knew that it slapped. But
You know what? Like, one of my favorite songs is Calm Down. Like, the remix that they put Selena on. Do you know what I'm talking about?
no,
The song
No.
has billions of streams. Jill's never heard Calm Down with
Yeah.
Rima and Selena Gomez. That's crazy. You should listen to it.
Okay, I do love a good talkie though.
Yeah. What does that mean?
You agreed and then said, "What does that mean?"
Well, I thought about it and I was like, what'd you just say?
Selena was on the song Talkie,
Okay.
and
I
I love that
talkies.
one. Also, I just have to say too, I stand by what I said after listening to the whole album. Sunset Boulevard, flop century.
I hate that.
I hate
song.
it. I hate it.
I'm kind of over the whole younger and hotter than me. I'm over that narrative of like the guy you want just wants someone younger and hotter than you. I just feel like it's a little bit overdone
Mm-hmm.
with the pop girls. Like, it's just like I'm just done with it. I'm over it. I don't care.
And I feel like it's stereotypical at
Yeah.
this point. Like, I don't actually know any men personally, for me, that have ever wanted someone younger and hotter than me.
Then Jill, come off that pedestal a little bit. You've also never been 30 and single.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But I'm saying, like, most men that I ever talked to,
they just
want-
want you.
no, I'm not even meaning that. I'm meaning like
Okay,
men
okay.
that I'm meaning men just in general that I talk to in life. They like older women. I mean, I know that's not every man ever, but they
Yeah.
like older women, and so I just feel that
Until
the stereo.
they're older, I think, though. Like, I think once they're
But
older.
they are like they'll be like 35 or something, and like 45-year-old women, and be like, God, she's so hot.
Who
Like,
said that?
listen,
Say it.
I'm not saying names on here, and I'm just like, I don't know. I've never personally had somebody want someone who's like younger than me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying for it to be such a stereotype, I've never seen it.
I see that. I've definitely seen it. I've been on both ends.
Okay. So you've been younger and hotter?
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be nice to be you.
Not like directly, but I could tell that was the vibe that she felt. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there was some drama. This is so stupid in my opinion. This isn't
Okay.
real drama. But Selena Gomez is signed to Interscope. It's a record label,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know. But Playboy Cardi is also on that record label. Well, there was a post made recently where he was talking to Just Bieber on the phone. Well, Selena was, going for number one with this album or whatever. And Playboy Cardi and the record label released 4 variations of something that he has out that's new. And basically fans are alleging that he is blocking Selena Gomez from the #1 spot.
Everybody's listening to Selena.
Yeah. And I just think that the record label probably sees it as, of course, we want both of our artists to be competing for #1. That is the dream. And the fans were like, we need to make sure Selena gets #1. It's like,
Oh my God.
y'all need a job.
Yeah. People tell us that we need a job or we need a hobby or something.
This is what
for
we do in
doing
our
this.
free time, if y'all don't know.
Yeah, we have jobs.
Yeah.
We have jobs.
If you want to donate to Glitter Gel Pen.
Or betterhelp.com/glittergelpen. But yeah, it's a little ridiculous, I think. I just people lack critical thinking skills.
Yeah, and they think these celebrities care about them.
And they think that these labels are not businesses.
It's so weird. You know what? Maybe Chappell Roan's just the first one to be honest. Maybe they all hate their fans. And she's just the first one to be like, please don't come up to me. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh, who knows?
True. She could start a new wave.
Yeah. She said in that clip that I sent you that her like friends that were artists that were around her said it's like a force field whenever she's with her. Like, but if your fan sees you, wouldn't you want them to feel comfortable to be like, I love your work? Like, music is also one of those things that's so personal to people.
Like, every big artist has that fan or those few fans that are like, I was going to kill myself till I listened to your pop song. I'm like, okay, sure. But like one of those are out and they're like, oh my God, I was going to kill myself before I listened to this song. And now I'm seeing you and you're my idol. And she's like, get away from me.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's too much. I had an experience like that where like I met Mac DeMarco very, very casually. Like I was going to his concert and he was like out back behind the venue. I thought I was missing the show and I got in there late and he was out back by himself smoking a cigarette. And I was just like, oh my God, hey. And like I had this moment with him where I was like, I just wanted to tell you, like, your music, like, I listened to it when I really needed it. Like, it found me. And it was, like, a very real moment. And, like, I think because he's so, like, open with his fans that they don't act crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's whenever you try to, like, separate yourself, like you're some, like, gorilla in a glass that's, like, so, like a unicorn almost. And it's, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't mean to go back to Chappell Roan, but like, I don't know.
It's like creating a spectacle.
Yeah, it's making it a bigger deal.
Yeah. And therefore, it's giving the same thing how when people say, don't tell children, like, to don't do something, because in their brains, it makes them want to do it more.
Yeah.
Or like, don't touch this, and then you want to mash the button, It's like, that's the same thing when you're like, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't do this. It's like everybody's like, what are we?
That makes
what's
me
so?
want to look at you.
Yeah, like what's so crazy that we're missing that like they don't want us to see? Like I want to see this.
Yeah.
Again, for like the 500th time, we're gonna talk about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's lawsuit.
There's not a lot of updates this time, but
little trickles of information just keep coming out.
Yeah.
Little one by one.
Yeah.
And it gets crazier and crazier. And at this point, let's just talk about what happened and then we'll go over.
So going back to what we've talked about the last few times that we've talked about them, it was potential that Taylor Swift had been subpoenaed to come in and give testimony. Her text messages are like possibly, going to be released or whatever. Well, when that started happening, I had told you that Candace Owens had a theory that if the judge wouldn't rule that the evidence be only viewed by the attorneys, it was like AEO or something like that, attorneys eyes only is what it was. If the judge ruled that the evidence couldn't just be AEO, then there was a possibility that Blake and Ryan would settle. That was Candace Owens' theory, because if they don't settle and Taylor Swift text messages get leaked, I feel like that would be worse for Blake than this lawsuit.
Anything. She would lose her dragons.
Yes. Well, the judge seemed to not go for that because he didn't want to publicly like favor celebrities over normal people because they're famous. Like, that's not really his problem. That's where we kind of have left it. Well, Ryan Reynolds wants out of the lawsuit completely at this point. He's filed for a dismissal of him from the case because his only involvement is that he has been supporting his wife. Even though if you look through all of the evidence, there are like records and records of statements of him alleging, and not even alleging, but claiming that he witnessed like things happen on set and that he was trying to defame and hurt Justin Baldoni's
Character.
yeah, character, because there were even scenes added in Deadpool where Ryan Reynolds was making fun of Justin Baldoni.
Come here, girl. Who are you? Oh, I'm Deadpool. And I guess you're a Deadpool too. But in here, everybody calls me Nice Pool. Oh my goodness, wait till you see Lady Pool. She is gorgeous. She just had a baby too, and can't even tell. I don't think you're supposed to say that. That's okay. I identify as a feminist. Right.
Because It Ends With Us and the Deadpool filming section, like the time frames that they were filming were at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So while all this was unfolding, Ryan Reynolds is like bullying Justin Baldoni through Deadpool. Weird.
Which is so weird. That's so weird. That's so weird. They also are probably stunted, I feel.
What do you mean?
Like, they just feel like they stopped mentally maturing at like 23.
Yeah.
Because who does that?
I used to think the tweets of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were funny. I can't stand to hear Ryan Reynolds. When I hear a Mint Mobile ad, I'm like, oh my God, no. No. Get out.
I will never switch my phone carrier.
Get out of here. But there's just been so much evidence and things that have came out that it's like laughable that Ryan Reynolds is like, I actually have nothing to do with this, judge. You don't want me to waste your time.
After all this time he's been going so hard, do we think that it could be, because I know we had speculated or talked about before of the reason him making the SNL joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were like, why would a husband make a joke about this?
Yeah.
Like about their wife. And we were like, if it was anybody else, I would say this was far-fetched. But Blake and Ryan, I could see this happening, that he's realizing that she is dramatic or he wasn't told the full story.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's kind of trying to embarrass her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking back to that theory that there was.
Yeah.
And then thinking now where he's trying to back out of this, like, it just seems like maybe he could be realizing he was not told the full story in the first part when he was riding so hard for her and all these things are lining up and he's like, I'm going to like head out now, you know?
Well, I'm not sure what the resolution was to this like request or whatever, but there were so many moments where he involved himself. There was evidence and proof that he changed parts of the script and he had involvement on set. So it's like they're
like he is so involved. If Taylor Swift is going to be subpoenaed for her text messages and be involved in this lawsuit, Ryan for sure is. There's no way he's getting out of this if Taylor Swift can't.
My other thought is like, what if this is their way to try to get out of it without settling? What if the really bad text messages that Taylor Swift doesn't want to come out are between her and Ryan? Ooh. You know, like that's like my like tin hat theory, like little crackhead under the house.
What? You're just a little crackhead under the house? Okay. Yeah. But I mean, there's no way that Ryan's getting out of this. I think he's way too far in. It's honestly shocking that he even tried to get out of this.
Yeah.
Because who would even think that this was a possibility?
And that stuff is like embarrassing. Like, face it. Like, go to court. You've said all this. Go deal with it.
Like, stand on it.
Yeah.
I can't stand. If you say something, stand on it. If you have an opinion, stand on it. If you're in deep, you literally can't go back. Like, you have to just deal with what you have caused and what you have done.
At least admit you were wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that too, that works.
It's at least standing on something that you did. There's not much of a transition here, but y'all know it's 2025, so we've got to talk about Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber, and Selena Gomez in the same storyline.
Yes. Yeah, because they're just in there. They're in the headlines every week, honest to God.
It's bad, and we have talked about how we have theories that Justin might be showing some signs of some substance abuse of some kind. And his like frantic posts on Instagram, like he's posting a lot. Weird stuff too. Well, amid all this drama, like him continuing to post the way that he is just not doing anything to help Hailey Bieber, like, and the continuous like wave of this just like it is harassment, like the amount that it comes in, I think.
Yeah.
Do I think that parts of the stalking are true? Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was a kid for most of it. I don't think
She's
it was
literally like our age, isn't she?
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah. And I mean, everybody was obsessed with Justin Bieber when we were teenagers.
Well, there was a video that has came out and it has an AI voice on it, and it debunks some of the rumors about this 7-part series. And one of the key things that I thought like was most important, because I didn't finish watching everything, was it said that it's easy to look like Hailey Bieber showed up to this Justin Bieber premiere, but she was actually there because her dad was doing something in the same building, or it was like her dad was there for work. And before this event, she went to all the red carpets with her dad. And then between the first night they met and the next time they met, whenever she was holding the Selena magazine, there are photos of him and Hailey hanging out. Like they met in another scenario. And Justin Bieber, in the first interaction, like you can see him talking to her. What is it? Something Baldwin. I don't even know what his first name is.
Stephen, right? Stephen Baldwin?
Yeah. So Justin Bieber is like recognizing him from somewhere else. Like they have a connection. And apparently her dad was friends with his mom. And there were other scenarios where they were together, not publicly. And they hung out other than these two big scenarios where they claimed that Hailey was stalking him, when in reality, she probably was stalking Selena. And she just happened to end up with the bag. But I thought that video was interesting because if you make a documentary about something and lean one way, you can convince people that that is the truth.
Yeah. I mean, any long series of any kind, or any like Hulu show or anything like that, if they go into it biased, you can convince someone of something if you're not showing both sides of the story.
I remember when that Stephen Avery documentary went onto Netflix, and I was always like, why are we watching something that makes you feel bad for a killer? It was so weird.
Yeah, I mean, that one's still like up in the air.
Didn't he get out of prison and kill someone immediately?
I don't remember all the details at this point.
It was that he had been wrongfully convicted, but he got out of jail and immediately someone ended up dead on his property. It was like the craziest. I was like, why do we feel bad for him?
Yeah.
But I could also have that story messed up, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Well, anyway, so the post on social media. Justin Bieber made a post on his Instagram story that was a little kid holding up his middle fingers. And the post read, POV, me behind my girlfriend after she makes me mad. And it's like probably a silly joke.
He needs to stop fueling the fire. I don't know if they be beefing all the time. And when they do, he's like, haha, I'm going to like use this against you. Or if they both find humor in this and think it's funny to like enrage the internet together. Because I could see
there's no way she's sitting at home going, this is funny. I'm sorry. They think that she stalked his ex-girlfriend into her life, and now she walks her footsteps. Like, there's no way Hailey Bieber's at home like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's very likely, but I'm just saying there's a world where maybe maybe if you're a super goofy gal, you want to gif and gaff it up and you're like, woo, let's post this and see all the hate comments I'm going to get.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know. But like, if I were in such a public thing and like my husband was posting stuff, I would drag him by his ear into the house and be like,
Oh, yeah.
get off your phone.
Yeah, no,
Like-
if I was in this scenario, I wouldn't be goofing and gaffing it up.
No.
I would be like, put your damn phone down.
And I know this is weird, but like Justin Bieber was always the problem between Hailey and Selena because he was the one bouncing back and forth.
Mhm.
And whereas Hailey might have tried to steal somebody else's boyfriend, you can't steal anybody who's not available to be stolen.
If anything, like, why do we hate on her so much and not Justin? For
God, I feel bad for him too.
I do too. Don't send hate to Justin Bieber, please. Don't send any more to Hailey Bieber either. But I'm just saying, again, misogyny.
Yeah.
Because we're all attacking Hailey.
Yeah.
When she was like any of us who was a fan and knew about him and actually hung out with him some and then maybe started to like him or feel like she knew him, and so then she was kind of like keeping tabs on if he had a girlfriend or not or like what, and then when the time came when they finally broke up, she swooped in.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we all would have done it. We literally all would have done it for Justin Bieber back in the day. Don't even tell me you wouldn't have.
I know. But we were kind of talking about this last night. So like, if you're Justin Bieber going through all this stuff, and obviously there's some speculation about P. Diddy stuff that may have happened or that he experienced or whatever. We have no idea what he could be dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
If you were going through all of that and the public just assumes something happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that might not be true. That if they just assumed it happened and it didn't, it would suck. If they assumed it happened and it did, it would suck even more.
Yeah.
But imagine going through that. Simultaneously, you find out that your wife potentially manipulated her way into your life.
You would feel such deception.
Yeah.
And then you'd feel so confused because you're like, you obviously love this person to some extent because you married them and had a child with them.
Yeah.
And you're like, I love this
Deceit.
person, but like, what, they did this? Like, are you kidding?
Like, he's been famous for so long that he probably doesn't have anyone in his life besides his family that like has been there since the beginning. He's also had we don't know what the details are yet. I think that we will eventually find out. But him and Scooter were really, really close to each other, and they do not associate anymore.
Mm-mm.
But just imagine, like, I don't think Hailey Bieber is a bad person and went in after Justin Bieber with bad intention, or that she even is bad to him, or that it's bad that a fan ended up with him. But being like,
It comes back to also how we were saying last week, she won't own it.
yeah,
Like, she won't say, yeah, I was a Justin Bieber fan. She literally said she didn't even really know who he was when he was like at his peak.
Were you a believer?
No, to be honest, this is the truth. He was so new that I didn't really know a lot about him.
And it's like, yes, you did. And I think that's telling that it wasn't like she was ever upfront with Justin.
right.
So therefore he was deceived, because if she won't own it on a talk show and just be like, yeah, I was like a fan and then we met and hung out and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like, imagine you go out with a celebrity guy and like you didn't know who he was at the bar. Y'all ran into each other at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are 3 years into a relationship. You're at dinner with his family, and a news article comes out that you like stalked him and his ex-girlfriend. Imagine what that would feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for him and for her. I mean, it's on her if she did it, but like, oh, that would be crazy.
Yeah, it would almost feel the same as if you got caught cheating,
Yeah.
you know?
It's like you're a totally
you're
different
like,
person.
caught with your pants down.
Yeah. It's like,
I don't know.
it's like, this isn't my real name. Like, that's
Yeah.
that's the same like energy. But
Mm-hmm.
Adam McIntyre did a video on this, and I didn't know that he was really into the Jelena fandom. Well, he used to run a Selena fan account and a Jelena fan account back in the Twitter days, and that's where Hailey Bieber lived.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I had a Bieber fan account and also had my personal, and I'm pretty sure me and Hailey followed each other on both. It was at the Biebs knees.
So Adam McIntyre broke down. He walked through this 7-part series, which it was just interesting to hear his take because he's like been there and has watched everything. And he's also really like articulate and can like tell stories from the past and remember a lot of details. Like I'm not really like that.
Me neither.
I remember vague ideas, but I don't remember.
I remember an overall concept of like what was happening, but I don't remember. I don't remember. This is exactly what Hailey Bieber tweeted whenever I told her to call me and she called me and we talked on the phone.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, he like walked through this 7-part series and he like re-explained why the fans hated Hailey Bieber, because it was like the fans obviously loved Justin and Selena together. But whenever you hear him give the timeline of how it all happened, it was like Hailey Bieber really was playing dirty when it came to Selena, the Selena relationship of it all. It was like girl code broken to the extreme. And not that they were friends, but it was just gross to do. She would just like appear and like be there, but the fandom would watch her because she was also involved in the fandom. So they would like know her moves kind of. And that is like why the fans hate her, because they were all there and she was one of them. And she used like being a part of the fandom and then like keeping up with their every move to like wait till Selena went to Dubai.
Yeah.
And got her rich friend to lure her off. Like that is kind of crazy. If that part is true, which it was teenage girls, so like there's a good chance like teenage girls are ruthless. I could see all of that being true.
She's like, you know how people talk about Nepo babies? Well, most of the time, Nepo babies are trying to be music artists or actors or something. It was like she used her nepotism to be the ultimate fangirl and live out the fangirl dream. She's like, I'm a fan. I don't really think I have any talent at this moment. You know what I'm going to do? Daddy, can you buy me my way to Justin Bieber, please?
Yeah.
That's how that went.
It's a crazy story. I hope this goes away. I just need a break. I just need like a couple months off and then we'll have some new information recirculate. But the craziest part to me is the G tattoo.
I don't recall the exact details of this.
The G tattoo is Selena Gomez got a little G on her behind her ear for her little sister, Gracie. 2 weeks later, Hailey Bieber has a little G behind her ear tattooed.
What's it stand for?
Her pastor's daughter. Like, what?
That's wild.
That's not true. That's not true. That is to match Selena Gomez is what it is. There are so many things that I'm like, that is weird. And I feel bad for Hailey Bieber sometimes. But seeing somebody compile all the information, it's just crazy.
She's really giving Veruca. Is that the name of the girl who turns into a blueberry in Willy Wonka?
Veruca was the rich girl. The blueberry was the girl with the bob.
Yeah, wasn't that Veruca?
There was Veruca and Veronica.
Okay, well, she's giving Veruca, who's like,
Daddy, I want a squirrel. Get me one of those squirrels. I want one.
Yeah.
That's what Hailey Bieber gives to me. Yeah. Is like, Daddy, buy me Justin Bieber. That's how I feel. You're going to talk about Jeffree Star calls out Mikayla Noguiera.
Yeah. I don't even want to dive into this because I don't care. But I don't know if you've noticed, but every week there's a new video about Jeffree Star calling somebody out.
Yeah.
He is fishing.
He is trying so hard to stay relevant. I don't care how much this man tells everybody that he makes millions a week with freaking TikTok stars and stuff. He doesn't, because he's fighting for his life to stay relevant.
Yeah. I noticed that like Spill Sesh will do like a Jeffree Star video, but she won't do a full Jeffree Star video. It's like in her TCAT video, so it's just like a subtopic, but he'll be on like the cover, like the thumbnail. So I assume that they're like news. And I went to watch it and I'm like, he's literally just trashing Makayla. Makayla's like new skincare line that she came out with. And it's like, who cares what you think of her makeup line? You don't like her.
Yeah. We don't believe you. He thinks he's so authentic, but when you literally have beef with people and you're reviewing everything and nitpicking everything, we don't believe you anymore. We know that it's for clout. We know that you want the views and that you're needing the money because YouTube doesn't want you anymore.
Ugh, it's just, I'm so done with Jeffree Star.
Me too. I can't stand him. And honestly, I feel that he would rip me to shreds if he saw this. But I would stand on it. I would stand on it. Okay.
We welcome the ripping to shreds. We're not afraid.
Yeah.
We stand on business.
Business? Okay.
But speaking of the Baldwins, let's react to this clip of Alec Baldwin and his wife on a red carpet.
Okay. A nice little red carpet moment.
We're going to see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show. No, I mean, I think this is a really raw show, and it's very real, and we took a lot of chances.
It's like a weird interaction for a red carpet. Maybe try to not bicker and fight on a red carpet.
The way she said it gave me like talking to a toddler energy.
She's like, no, you don't talk when mommy's talking.
Yeah, like that's how it felt. And he was just like you can tell he got so mad that she just did that on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't even feel like he said anything that was like, all he said was it was great.
She's a winner.
Yeah, because she was kind of like stumbling over her words, and then for her to stop what she was saying altogether and be like, you don't talk when I'm talking. It's like, that was a crazy thing to do.
Yeah.
But
it was a wild move. I mean, I respect it, but I maybe would have let that one slide. You know? Maybe would have let him just have those two words in.
It's also like, yeah, that's my thing. Like, he wasn't trying to like continue on his sentence.
He wasn't trying to take over her interview and be like, actually, this is what happened. And blah, blah, blah.
He said it was great. And she said, you don't talk when I'm talking. I just thought it was so funny.
Yeah. Poppi got sold. Poppi, you're a sellout. I'm just kidding.
You think so?
No. I would have sold to Pepsi for $2 billion. I'm just saying, if you think about it, literally, that makes them a sellout. They sold out for $2 billion.
You catch me on the other side of that sale. Like, I'd be like, yeah, I've got $2 billion. Have fun with that soda.
Yeah.
I do not care. Like, and all I could think about is like that drama, like with the Super Bowl stuff. And like, you just know it amped them up so much. And then they had this Pepsi deal on the line, and it probably brought their number up even higher. And like, these stupid people are like commenting and telling the owner that she's a sellout. And I'd be like, I have fuck you money.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
I would never care what anybody said about me. If I had $2 billion, I would have 2 billion reasons to never give one single shit.
No, that is insane. And
literally, and the company started in March of 2020.
Yeah,
so
that is
5
wild.
years. Took you 5 years to make $2 billion. Like, God, can I have that salary?
I know, that is crazy. And then there were some influencers, of course, that have like invested in the company, and like it's unknown like how much they made off of the sale. There's just so much, like, I don't know, 2 billion is just crazy, especially for like a little soda brand.
Yeah.
And I get it's like in Walmart, it's nationwide, but that's wild. That's a lot of money.
Follow your dreams, kids. You could be a billionaire.
Yeah.
We were talking about Spill Sesh a little bit ago, and this week she was on Just Trish.
Yeah, it was like the week of crossovers because we had Spill Sesh on Trish and then Trish on Jeff.
Yes.
It was
I was
fun.
living for it all, honestly. I was just doing my little work this week because I have a job. Thank you to anybody who says it's for us to get jobs. I was listening to Just Trish. I clicked it, didn't even read anything about it, and then I heard the voice, and I was like, this is Spill Sesh. It was like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? That meme where they're like, no. Okay. It was like that.
Sorry. But no, I thought it was good. Like, her and Oscar are very in line with like the way that they bring information in. Spill Sesh is a lot more knowledgeable about stuff.
Yeah, but they are. I feel that they're a lot of the time like more critical thinking.
Yeah.
Than just like, I'm not hating on Trisha because we love Trisha. We're meeting Trisha soon.
Next weekend.
Oh, yes. But like sometimes Trisha's just like, oh my God, that's crazy. That's so horrible. Like, that's
Yeah. I remember,
you know,
whenever I was watching Jeff, it gave me a different perspective on Trisha because, like, I got to see her, like, outside of her element, and she was in another space. And, like, Jeff's podcast isn't very, like, racy isn't the right word, but, like, it's kind of, like, on the edge of...
it teeters the verge of politically correct and not.
Yes, like, but they kind of lean into that as a form of comedy, which, like, I respect. Like, I like anyone that's not afraid to, like, make a joke and know that it's not negatively intentioned and things like that. Like, I like that because there was this wave of people that were afraid to just, like, be themselves, and it's like, that's not authentic or good either. I don't know, like, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, but seeing Trisha in this, like, male dominated environment, they're all straight, and, like, just seeing her, like, in that, she was so uncomfortable. You could tell. She said whenever it first started, she was like, from the moment we got here, I was like, I shouldn't be doing this. And I was kind of like, she was a little harsh, like, in that regard. I was, like, surprised, but it was just interesting to see her, like, outside of her element. But you can tell that she's very afraid to give her opinion and talk about things outside of her little pink room.
Yeah.
Where she has control over the edits and everything. Because, I mean, it was just a different energy completely. But
yeah,
I don't mean this any way, like, negatively towards Trisha or Brooke. But, you know, like, we make jokes that Brooke doesn't have an opinion because she's afraid on Canceled. Trisha gave that energy, like, the whole time.
Yeah. I don't know if it's one of these two things, and I don't know which one it is. I don't know if Trisha doesn't know who she is and what her opinions are and what she really, like, stands on, or if we don't know who she is.
Yeah, I think it's the first one. Like, I mean, we don't know who she is.
I know, but
they're both true, I think. But, like, think about how many, like, we did it with the deep dive. If you haven't watched the deep dive, click on the screen now to watch the Trisha deep dive. But we could see it in that deep dive, like, she's done so many different things to throw things at the wall to stick because all she wants to be is famous. She doesn't care what she has to do to get that or to do that.
Yeah.
She's finally found something where I do feel like she's being the closest version of herself, like, on the podcast. But, like, I think that she's just done so many things, and, like, her formative years have just been her trying a million different things. And now she's a mother. She's, like, more laid back, and that is who she is. So her sitting on the couch on Just Trish, like, talking about hot topics makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's like she never found her, like, individual personality before she started doing that.
Yeah. I agree. But I'm excited to see her soon.
Yeah, so the Monday this goes up, we'll be meeting her that week.
Yes. And she will be our third show that we've seen this year so far, because our second was last night.
Yep. We saw Therapist, Jake Shane live.
It was so good.
I know.
It was so funny.
He does, like, straight stand up the whole time.
Yeah. I've been at work all day telling them how funny it was because they don't know who he is. And I was like, listen, I knew who he was. Like, I had seen his TikToks and stuff, but I had never listened to him. I didn't even know he was gay. Like, and I was, like, telling them how good it was. And I was like, he does a podcast. And they were like, oh. And I was like, no. But it was, like, really funny. Like, it was, like, stand up. It was comedy. And I was just raving about how good it was. So if you don't have tickets, well, too bad, because I think it's the last show.
I think we were on the next to last show.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it was similar to how Jeff was. Like, it literally was like his podcast on a stage without a guest with him. But he, like, brought his desk with him, and he did, like, the bits and the segments from the show. But it was with the audience rather than, like, people calling in or, like, a random anonymous, like, thing that somebody sends in. So it was just, like, a lot more entertaining that way. And, like, again, they did, like, the no phones thing during certain parts. He definitely didn't enforce it, like, the same way that Jeff and them did. So, like, there was that. But, like, again, it felt like a safe space. And
yeah,
there was something so, like, fun about being in a room where, like, a girl is like, does anybody in here watch Grey's Anatomy? And every single person in the audience raises their hand. And it's like, oh, yes, we're home.
I loved the energy for this show more than Jeff.
Yeah.
Like, it was no fault to Jeff at all.
Yeah.
It was the audience.
The
at Jeff's
audience,
show.
like, for this show, like, made it compared to Jeff's. Like, Jeff's show was good, but the audience, like, took away a lot.
Yeah. But for this one, it was just like all the girls engaged, just having a good time.
No one's trying to have sex with Jake Shane.
Yeah, nobody's
actively.
like, want to sign my titties?
Yeah.
Like, nobody's doing that to him. We're all just laughing it up.
In fact, it was so far opposite of that. You've got a girl, like, trauma bonding with him about her her dad dying. Like, it was so different from Jeff's show. But, like, it's so cool to see these and compare.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing, like, y'all, we love Trisha. We really do.
We really do. Like, I know we're just critical. Like, as if she's our bestie, okay? Like,
but we were talking about last night because Jake was at the same place that Trisha's going to be. And we were like, she's going to be on stage singing.
I'm like, honestly, though, I mean, who told her that this was a good idea? Like, that she should have done. Who told her that she should have went on a tour of singing covers and previous songs of hers rather than talking like her podcast?
Yeah, like, it should be like a live talk show.
Yes.
But Just Trish. Like, I don't know why they're not doing that. We were talking about this last night, and maybe we'll see the show and be like, oh, I get it. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all, what do y'all, like, do y'all really think we're going to go and be like, wow?
I'm going to be like, wow, Trisha Paytas was the best musical act I've seen in years. She was better than Taylor Swift when we went to the Real Eras tour.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's happening. Sorry, Trish, I love you.
Yeah, but it's just also fun that we get to, like, go to these shows and, like, compare and, like, contrast, because these are people we, like, actively talk about too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun.
It is fun. I'm really enjoying this year with the podcast and going and looking at other podcast people and going to see them and meet the fans of them and stuff. It's so fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But again, I'm boring, okay? I'm boring because all I do is go to work and that's all.
You should start doing the 10,000 steps a day. It changes everything.
I just don't know when. I don't know how.
I wake up early and I go, and then I go in the afternoon for lunch whenever I'm eating lunch or on the phone. And then at night I go before bed.
I can't leave my house. I get home from work and I can't leave my house.
Why?
Well, because I have a child.
Put her in the stroller.
I mean, there's a lot of analytics that goes in this. But yeah, maybe. I need to get back to the gym is what I need to do.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy the gym. Like, I actually really like the gym. So we got to get back there.
I've never done this before. I've never walked. I've never been a walker. I've always felt like that's a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I have not noticed a difference yet. But I'm like...
You're only on, like, day 2 or 3, right?
I did... Last week, Monday through Friday, I did 8,000 steps. Over the weekend, I normally do 10,000 because it's easier. But then this week, I've been trying to get 10,000 on the weekdays. So tomorrow will be like my first like week, I guess, of doing it. My ankles hurt. And like, I am in pain. Like, I'm tired. But I'm just trying to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
That is my only, like, I know, and people are like, this is why I like Skinnytok, because they, like, Liv Schmidt was talking about it, and she was like, I'm so sick of body positivity, because you can only have body positivity if you're not skinny. But once you're skinny and you love yourself, they hate on you and they treat you like shit for being like confident in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, that is wrong. Like, the body positivity movement. And she was like, this girl was talking about it, and she was like, you know, like, they enforced that and pushed it on us. And I always felt so bad about myself because I didn't love myself, even though the body positivity movement was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I relate to that, because it's like, yeah, like, I always felt like I was so wrong for like hating the way that I looked, even though that is more normal than people being like, love yourself. It's like, well, I fucking don't.
Yeah, I've subscribed to feeling the body neutrality, you know?
I love this.
Like,
there is a core for everything. Yeah. I love the age that we were in.
The body neutrality, like, where, I mean, I don't love the way that I look, but I'm not going to hate myself either. And I'm going to still wear slay outfits and like be cute even. Like, I'm not going to just dress frumpy and ugly because I don't think that I'm skinny enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Even when I don't love the way that my body looks at the moment.
Yeah.
You know? So we're neutral. We're at a neutral
I feel like
point.
me and you are the same, and like we have a style that's a little different from like where we're from. Like the people that are around us. So I feel like I'm like the same, like just not vibing with like the way that I look whenever I go to get in the shower. I'm like, oh shit. But like I just jump in and close the curtain real quick.
Why do I actually feel like sometimes I look better naked than with the clothes on?
Yeah, like you can't find clothes that fit you right.
Like if clothing fits me weird, I'm like, I just want to go. Can I just be naked right now?
Yeah.
Because I look better that way.
I get that. No, I get that. But like I'll put on a good outfit and I'll be like, my body's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I just got to put on a hat.
Yeah. It's like, actually, it's just my greasy hair making me not feel good. Let me put on a hat instead. It's not me. I'm speaking of me. It's not my 10 rolls that I've got going on.
Yeah.
Oh.
But there's really nothing new going on with me either. Like I'm creating things to do because I'm in my slow season with my like regular job.
Mm-hmm.
But that is like ramping up now that April.
What?
And now that April is here.
Okay.
October is my busiest month. And I was looking at it today and I've got so many weddings that I'm like, we might have to have 4 deep dives for the month of October. It's going to be rough.
Well, we've got a long time to plan that.
I know.
So,
but yeah, there's nothing new. I'm just making shit up.
So if you're still here, thank you. Hi, hello. And if you haven't already at the beginning, make sure to subscribe. And you know, if you didn't do it before because you didn't want Chappell to throat punch me, then do it now if you want to see Chappell actually hold me in her loving arms and give me a kiss because I'm a fan.
We are fans at the end of the day. All these people we hate on, except maybe a few, we are fans.
Yeah. We consume a lot of content religiously.
We know these people.
Yeah.
But yeah, rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And seriously, if you are hearing me say this and you do not subscribe, you are physically hurting us.
Yes.
Every time we get a subscriber, we text.
We do. And then sometimes people unsubscribe and we don't know why. And so
I'll be like,
we'll be like,
never mind.
Like, OMG, we gained 5 subscribers. We'll be like, 2 just unsubscribed.
They're like, oops, that was an accident.
Yeah. But no, really, we get so excited at a subscriber. So please, it really means a lot to us if you subscribe.
Yeah. And in this moment, we are at 194, y'all. Let us get to 200.
Please. Come on. We're trying to hit at least, this was not our end goal, but at least please let us get to 1,000 by the end of the year.
We have to.
We have to.
There's no other option.
Listen, that's the way we're going to get monetized, you guys.
And that email to Dave Portnoy can't just sit.
No, they can't come back. He can't come back in a year and be like,
how's it going?
We have to show him something, you guys.
But yeah, that's all for this week. We upload new episodes every Monday.
And that's it. TTYL.
Bye.